looks like we're up and running for now. Having some mic issues a second ago. Don't know what the deal is. Anyway. Here's some Mechabellum this morning. And, yeah. See what happens. This match is already over. I just had it on because I was bored. Let's go check out an actual match. I actually did a 200 ticket prediction yesterday. That was pretty cool. I got it right, and I got it right early. So I think I got like 28,000 insight from it. I don't usually go for that type of stuff, but it looked like a sure thing. Alright, what's the play here? Blue going with some steel balls. And yeah, they should be able to reach that tower in time. Red's Vulcans are gonna really screw up everything though. Actually, you know what? These steel balls are probably gonna be just clogged up by these, what are they called? Fangs? Yeah. Hey Serene, thank you for the Prime subscription. Good morning to you. I love you. And trust me, I don't just say that to all my viewers or subscribers. Yeah, round 3, still looking relatively even. Still plenty of counter picks to be made. I haven't seen this player in a while. I wonder if they have like a separate account or something. They usually do quite well. It is cold today. I got like a blankie on, and I already went outside and watered the plants and everything. But yeah, it's chilly. And it looks like it's going to be warming up with this incendiary bomb from Steel Sand. They're placing it right over here on the right side with where most of the chaff is. And went for absorption module on the steel balls, did blue. That's interesting. Bye. An absorption module on the Vulcan, which is interesting. Red ends up taking the scorching fire for the additional damage. No worries about the flanks yet. Getting some air chaff now from blue to try to beat the Vulcan's grounded chaff clear. Do these wasps have any tech on them? No, they don't. It will eventually, unless blue goes ahead and starts buying up a whole bunch of Mustangs. Dome Colors on the left side might do most of the damage against that Vulcan. Towers down, and I think the only unit left was that Vulcan. It just dies to the fire. I mean, like in general, I'm feeling pretty good about blue. I wouldn't mind just throwing a bet on them now. Try to get the odds. We got advanced power system javelin. Never mind, who cares? They're going for the advanced whatever it's called, the advanced light unit production. Yeah, everything besides giants costs 50 bucks cheaper. Still sending I see, sending the what are they called, steel balls and level 2 wasps now. Try to get them to straight to this tower. And it looks like Red's going to be using wasps. It's going to be using these fangs here with the extended range to try and beat these wasps, which makes sense. At some point, probably on the next round, we'll see Red try to add some more beef to the front line so that the wasps will stay within range of these fangs. Blue also giving the fangs extended range. Sorry, wasps extended range. I always get those two mixed up for some reason. Both are like 5 letters, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, grounded chaff, these grounded crawlers are probably gonna, probably won't go, but I don't think we're gonna see any more from blue. That is a lot of wasps. Blue's really depending on these units to take down this tower, which is now level 2, I think. And damn, Stormcaller's here putting in work. There's enough ground units left that I think blue will take this. Yeah. Farseer, Sandworm, Overlord, and Fortress are the picks. Fortress seems pretty good for red, and Overlord seems pretty good for blue. Yeah, there's the Fortress pick from red. Sandworm from blue, and you know what? That's actually not a bad idea because they don't have a whole lot of single unit damage, does red. I mean, these fortresses are going to do, or this one fortress is going to do a bit more damage, but it's a good pick to go up against these wasps, especially if blue ends up buying more, where it'll be able to pivot into like fortress anti-air. Blue sells the steel balls, goes for arc lights for clear. And those are probably going to turn into snipers at some point. I don't know how much XP they're going to end up getting. There are quite a lot of fangs. It would be really important that these arc lights, they don't have armor. So I'm not sure how they're going to deal with this Vulcan. Are they outranging it right now? It's at Vulcan's at 110. Arc lights are at 138. So technically they do. I don't know if they'll be able to do enough damage to take it out before the arc lights are done. More worms. Only the one fortress from the pick on red side. Looks like it was a bigger commitment to chaff here. Worms pop up. They're gonna have to deal with the chaff. And then after that, I wouldn't be surprised if these fangs next round maybe get ignite, because red really doesn't have much to do, much to work with in regards to high damage single target units, I should say. The wasps are being held up enough that the fangs are able to take them out. This dude healing? Oh yeah, he is. Damn. That's one big worm. I mean, enhancement module seems like the pick. What round is it? 7? It'll cost a little bit of money, but it won't be too bad overall. A lot of levels. I mean, they already have the elite marksman tech on these arc lights, so they do get a level that'll help a little bit with range and damage. Fascinating that the sandworm, I think this is just for additional health. I don't think we're going to be seeing any, what's it called, any electric shot from any of the units on red this round, but next round probably. And we got one melting point to try to beat that beefy worm. Oh, interesting. They go ahead and buy an elite worm. Try to keep that beef working, I guess. We'll keep an eye on this melting point, see if it ever targets the worm properly. And yeah, it hits it pretty early. I'm not sure what... So, like, what chaff would be good against the Vulcans? Probably shorter range wasps, right? Honestly, just worm spam would probably be able to handle most of what red has right now, and it's gonna be quite a lot of damage. That's almost like 1500. No, with the debuff to the giant damage, it's probably like more like 14 or 13. Acid Blast doesn't help. Ion Blast doesn't really help red. Ion Blast for blue is actually pretty huge. That might be the game right there. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. I'm not sure what they're going to hit exactly, but they'll hit enough that they'll have a huge advantage on the left side. Acid Blast is a weird pick. They're not really holding anything up here. I think if they put a couple of fortresses maybe, so that they leave the worms here, that might be good. A little funny that there actually really isn't a place to place the enhancement module. Fortunately, that was a bad pick for red. Just cost them 200 bucks and they're not really placing it down anyone. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see more worms from blue. Worms and wasps. Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. Do they take more money yet? No, they still have potential $400 left to work with, does blue. As for red, they're trying to slow some people down a little bit. And burninate the chaff on the right. I think this is really bad acid here because they're not hitting the wasps, they're not hitting the worms. They're just... If they place it a little bit further up, because these Vulcans are only going to take like a couple steps before they're stopped by the worms. We will get lucky with the Ion Blast hitting this melting point on the right side. Worms do hang out in the acid for just a second, but they're out. And they also have Replicate, which is not good for red. Pretty sure that's a GG. Yeah. Well, we got a prediction right. That's good. I don't know what they were thinking. Red. I think it was a very early commitment for Vulcans. Perhaps one too many were purchased. All right, next. This is a busy one. 40 people already watching. Let's see what's going on. Alright, both players take the electromagnetic impact. And, ooh, that is not something you see very often. The marksmen get the shooting squad tech. That means they're going to spawn an additional, what was it, 5 fangs of their rank? Yeah, 5 fangs. That's additional chaff to start, which is good. And all these marksmen are trying to shoot out these fortresses, it looks like. What's the chaff clear situation on blue side? Vulcans. Okay. 1 level 1 scorpion. Red's board isn't very well developed, I would say. It looks like most of their damage has been coming from these stormcallers, which is fair. They don't have additional range. I don't know. I kind of feel like blue's got it right now. I'll throw a bet down. I might be a little biased just because we've got some friendly fang stuff going on. Unfortunately for blue, it's a little late to pivot into what they're doing. I think these marksmen are relatively new, and these Vulcans are not really going to be getting a whole lot of levels this round. This one's going to get a level. But I would imagine that Blue's plan is to buy the best partner upgrade for the Vulcans so that they get the marksman and then the additional fangs afterwards. Yeah, it's working out pretty well so far. Oh, my dog's down. Hello, dog. How are you? He's happy. Both his parents are home right now. He's probably gonna just lose his shit. Both figuratively and literally. Alright, smoke bomb for Blue. Red gets the giant manufacturing. And honestly, I think Vulcan versus Vulcan isn't bad here. But they decide to go for Fortress with Overload. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's cold outside. Yeah, it's getting there. That is a lot of fire, a lot of smoke, and a lot of Vulcans. I didn't even see this Wraith down here, but I guess they're trying to deal with a little bit of a crawler pull. Yeah, like it didn't dawn on me until, like, I don't know, someone talked about it. That, like, the reason that people do this crawler motion here, I always just thought it was to distract the Stormcallers, but it's also to kind of like congregate everybody from one side to the other. So if this side is strong or something, or this side is like really putting the pressure on, you can use these crawlers to kind of pull them over to the right side, and then there might be a little bit different distribution, scriptlet formation of the opposing board. As long as these snipers keep on putting in work, who's going to be in very good shape? What's the health looking like? Looking pretty rough, if I'm honest. Game will probably be over this round. Buy a couple more Vulcans, buy the best buds tech, and then you're good. Mustangs are not the pick here. They're gonna have to get range up, range boost. There's the best buds. More range for Blue. The reason the Mustangs aren't the pick is because the Vulcans, as long as they stay alive, are just gonna destroy these dudes real hard. See, I'm kind of surprised that the fortresses haven't been given the barrier first. I don't think the marksmen down here were doing that much damage, and they don't have any like super high damage units. Interesting that we're getting the electric shot from the marksman. Yeah, I think we're just like, this is the tech game. Blue is just out teching Red completely. Yeah. GG. We already saw it down here, so it's over. It's a good shield. This missile gonna take out these crawlers? I just want to see. Almost. We survive. Yeah, all those Mustangs are dead already. What a bad pick. I would imagine that we just get a surrender, but no, okay. Y'all did. this looks interesting. I think there's a tournament going on in about a half hour, so we'll be able to check that out. Ugh. Well, we got Steel Ball Mustang combo. I'm a fan of that. On blue side, it looks like we're gonna have the Stormcaller Typhoon action happening. Looks like red's got it right now. I wasn't here for the last few rounds, but I would imagine that the Steel Balls or the Mustangs were a relatively new addition, because given the voting, pretty wild. Steel Ball is getting the energy absorption tech. That's interesting. You don't see that very often. There are a lot of them. Is there an easy counter to this? I feel like Stormcallers with electromagnetic blast or whatever be the counterplay. I'm not sure if Melting Point is the play or just like a high damage unit to take out. It's a lot of health. 6,000 for rank 1. I'm tempted to just throw a bet on this player. But yeah, the Fortress is the right pick. I would imagine that the Wraith could do some work. I feel like blue's build right now is weak to like tech. I think if red just buys, I don't know, like 10 more steel balls, they'll be okay. Interesting that they have this here. This is a good play. Because it's going to draw these relatively strong units into the center, I think, and keep these corners a little weaker. How much damage are these fortresses doing? It is 6,000. Yeah, honestly, I think I'd pick blue as well at this point. Whose primary issue is going to be dealing with all this chaff afterwards. They're going to be able to take out most of these grounded units. Using this tower is going to hurt a lot. How much health does blue have? I think they can stick it out with a couple more fortresses, honestly. Thank God. I was worried that this fortress wasn't going to turn around. That would have been a disaster. No tech on this Wraith, which will definitely get attacked next. Absorption module is probably going to be thrown on this fortress. Upgrading the Typhoons is going to be pretty big too. Steel balls don't get a level, which is surprising. Do not. I was can ask if blue had any more what are they called, storm callers on the sides. Like, I don't think having them up close would be a bad idea, honestly, especially with the steel balls. Removing the steel balls tech actually also decreases a lot of their health, because steel balls get a 35% and a 40% bonus to their health with these techs. And if the storm callers were to use this electromagnetic explosion, they lose those abilities, but they also lose the health bonus. Busy board. Stay zoomed out and see what happens. Looks like this fortress is gonna go bye-bye. Yep. I don't think blue made the best adjustments for strength. They've really only got, what, this couple of higher level typhoons doing work. They also didn't upgrade their towers, so it's gonna hurt by a lot. Typhoons stay alive and they're able to take out the Mustang. What took out the Wraith? I would be really surprised if Fred sold that. Damn, it looks like they did sell it. That's super weird. Efficient tech research would be, I mean, it's a little late for that, for red. Surprised blue didn't take it. I guess they want to spend their money on something more. That's gonna work pretty well. The mechanical division. I mean, typhoons will help a little bit. Yeah, more steel balls. It's still pretty even. It's kind of a coin toss. Did I just say coin toss? I did. Coin toss. Alright, we'll see. It looks like all the anti-air that blue has is primarily typhoons. I'm surprised we don't see more phoenixes, honestly. But I mean, steel balls and the amount of chaff that red is gonna make is gonna be enough to really give blue some issues. Goes well enough. I don't see why red shouldn't win. Blue really needs like an electric thing. Unfortunately, they're not gonna get anything. Overlord isn't a bad pick. I think it may still die. Marksman is weird. I don't know what other pick they would have done, honestly. Oh, that's game. These overlords with photon coating. Yeah. And I would be really surprised if blue takes it to another round. They have so many fortresses, though. I feel like buying a tech on a fortress would be so handy. Maybe shields. 30 seconds to spend 1,600 supplies. Trying to figure out what to do. You're going to buy more fortresses. They're probably going to buy... Wow, that is a lot of fortresses. The round is really that close, huh? Weird. Uh-huh. Missiles. Defense. Offense. Missiles. Uh-huh. This is weird. Well, blue is holding their ground pretty well. Surprisingly well. Huh. Wonder what the pivot was on that. 3 more fortresses? There was no additional tech, there was no additional chaff. Weird. Smoke bomb would be stupid. Another absorption module might not be bad for blue, but they already picked enhancement, free upgrade, I guess, right? So why not? More fortresses and then tech them up, maybe. That's all I can think of. Kind of giving up the right side. They still haven't leveled up their towers, which is interesting. I feel like these balls need range, but that is really expensive. The only reason I say they would need range is because they need time for all their crawlers to kind of like spawn and do their job. Oh, they already have missile interception. That's probably why blue didn't go with those storm crawlers from earlier. Oh, you know what? These missiles are actually pretty good. Not for the damage so much as for the slowdown. The slowdown's pretty big. Slowdown here is weird. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Fortresses are going to be shooting steel ball. See, like, they take it out no problem this time. It's probably because this overlord wasn't around before. Still a lot of fortresses. Almost the steel balls are gone. And now it's just a matter of blue being able to take out these overlords. And they're not gonna. That's gonna be GG. I'm really surprised that blue didn't go for the tech on the barrier tech on fortress. That would have added so much health for the units, for red's units to have to eat through. All right, what do we got? We got more Vulcans. against Rocket Punch Fortress on red with some tarantula mines. I mean, I want this to work. It would be really cool. Farseer EMP could be an issue though. See what happens. Oh, acid crawlers. Wasn't expecting that. I should have. I could see everything right away. At least one of these fortresses is going to die to the acid. Oof. It hurts. Yep, high level commentary. This is the place for it. Most exciting voice in Mechabellum, I like to say. How you doing, Born for Greatness? More Vulcans, yes, indeed. All right, so we got fire for red. I don't know, dude. What's the adjustment here? More fortresses? Is that even an adjustment? That's kind of gonna be an issue. I'd imagine red keeps on placing their fortresses up close. Doing all good. Just vibing in household stuff, or trying not to do household stuff. That's fair. I'm doing all right. Kind of turned streaming into a consistent thing, which not been a thing for like a year or two. So yeah, I mean, I'm hooked on this freaking Mechabellum game. I got it when it came out and fell off of it for like a year, and then got back into it maybe like a month or two before it hit 1.0, and I've been digging it. It still stresses me out too much to actually play on stream, but I don't mind talking about it. There's our fangs. I mean, it's game over, so unless it's pretty much a clean sweep by red, I really don't think they have much of a chance here. They are moving up. Oh my god, are they actually gonna pull this off? Oh my god, they are. Not? It's close. Yeah, damn. If it wasn't, if the acid wasn't around, they would have been fine. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, playing is more enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. All right. Guess this is the match to look at right now. I'm not familiar with the cucumber player. Haven't seen that name very much. Oh no, I've seen this player before. Watching a commentator commentate high level play, yeah, I know. It's fine. That is a lot of Stormcallers. Oh, this is gonna be a slow match, isn't it? Stormcallers versus Stormcallers versus Vulcan. No chaff survives the no man's land. Does anybody have snipers yet? No snipers or arc lights. And if they were around, they're all dead. Match is gonna move slower than molasses. Alright, dudes, speed it up. I know the speed up button that showed up for you guys. Come on. Click it. Oh boy, cheap viewers. Let me go ahead and give them my credit card information. Anyway, anything now. Oh my god. Oh, did they have the... Yeah, they do have high explosive. Fascinating. Well, what's the play? Is it going to be more Stormcallers or more single target damage? This elite? No. It's not elite. That's so weird that they have the higher level Stormcallers there. It doesn't look like it was from a card. I mean, it might have been, but it'd be weird to get two level 2 Stormcallers in round 3 or earlier. I mean, I'm a fan of the Rhino play. I mean, it's not really a play, is it? It was just a pick. Well, red's got... I'm gonna put my vote on red right now, just because they have arc lights. Period. They have arc lights. They have this Rhino that's gonna disrupt at least this round. Blue's starting to go marksman. I mainly just want to see the high explosive ammo work. Efficient giant manufacturing. You know, a pivot into like overlords wouldn't be bad, but that's not what I see. What are these things? These are fortresses on red. Weird choice. An extremely slow unit up against Stormcallers. I don't agree. Are there any units in this game considered bad? So I mean, like, I don't think there's a single bad unit in the game. I think there are units that are better all around than other units, but every unit has its specific use, you know. How you doing, Yoshi Bernier? I'll call you Yoshi. Another Stormcaller, a bit more chaff in the way of fangs here. It's gonna help out. I'm really not a fan of the fortresses being picked here. Thank you, Serene, for the gifted tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Very kind. I'm curious if these arc lights are even going to kill anything, because like they have range, but there isn't a whole lot of chaff for them to hit. The Stormcallers are already taking it out most of the way. Red will take this round. Still very even. Like, I don't think the fortresses work on any rounds after this. If blue just buys a couple of melting points and gives them range, they're dead. Yeah, there's a bigger commitment from red on the fortresses next round. Blue's gonna see that, and I would imagine they just buy a couple of melting points with range and put them right next to the Vulcans, and that is a very good natural composition. Vulcans will take out any chaff getting close, and the melting points will take out all the high health units that are left over that the Vulcan can't kill. So, if I were to vote again, I would probably vote blue. I'd be very surprised if blue doesn't make that adjustment next round. The shields for red is really nice because that's going to protect the arc lights, and hopefully they can do a little bit of damage. These shields by blue are going to be an issue, but not for very long. If the fortresses can get levels and get those shields up to like, what, 60,000 health, that'd be very helpful. Hey, White Prince, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Man, level 2 Vulcan, killing it. Just got to the office. Cool. Congrats on the new job, by the way. Steel balls from blue. Are they gonna hold on to those? Looks like they already sold one, so no, they're not. And just more Vulcans. Interesting. Oh, I see. I see what they're doing. They're trying to go for the best partner tech. That'll be... like, it's not a bad idea. Typhoons are kind of weird. Going for more chaff clear, which I think is fair, and eventually they can also get the barrier for the Typhoons as well. More beef for red in the way of more fortresses. It's much more even than I was thinking it would be at this point. Hydrate. I don't have water. I would love to drink something, but I'll get some water after this match. All right, you can get me. I have a cup right here. Oh, my wife is gonna get me some water. Thank you. Yes, very beefy fortresses, well hydrated fortresses at this point too. Vulcans could use some more water, and they're looking a little parched, but you know, they're literally made of fire. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Double beacon to try and draw units away and together. Oh boy, that is a lot of shields, a lot of fortress. So yeah, I think we're just gonna end up seeing more and more fortress. I think looks like they got the speed tech well. So as long as these fortresses can get up close and take out these Vulcans before they become an issue, their Stormcallers in the back is going to be able to clear out a lot of the chaff, and and red's going to move up and take out these towers and then take out the rest of the gang. So red takes the round pretty convincingly. Is fortress spam a thing now? I feel like it might be. Extended range Vulcan for blue. I think that was a skip from red. Higher damage. Oof. Yeah, level up those fortresses, bro. You're gonna need those shields. They just buy shields. Interesting. Do they have the shield tech? They don't. But they got, I see. Yeah, their freaking fortresses only cost 300 because they have 2 efficient giant manufacturing abilities. They got the advanced power system, which is really good to help them move up and take out the other units. They made some back line fortresses, which is pretty interesting. I think the reason for that is to try to keep their shields around so that they don't get taken out too quick. Rocket Punchu for red as well. That could end up being rough because blue has the electromagnetic snipers. We also get acid from blue. Acid's going to make a big difference. In fact, acid is going to win blue the game. I think blue got it with that decision right there. Shields are holding. Grabbing some coffee, White Prince. I had my coffee earlier today. It was delightful. So at this point, if you're red, what do? You just got wiped. All the Vulcans are still alive. Tournament is beginning. This dude is he wants to play in the tournament, but this game is holding him back. Is he just gonna surrender or what? Yeah. We'll see what happens. I do want to watch the tournament as well. Let's go for a nuke, try to take out those shields right quick. I think the only potential play for red is what? You go Vulcan. Can't really beat the acid. Place the Vulcans early, try to take out the acid as soon as possible. What, you wonder if this fortress spam is more worth than upgrades? I mean, if it wasn't, honestly, even upgrading the fortresses at this point wouldn't do much because of the acid here. It's yeah, I really don't see what red does at this point. I mean, it's game over, and I don't see blue losing this. They have 2 really hard counter picks, right? The acid on the frontline crawlers is huge because the fortresses with their additional speed are just going to walk right into it and take double or triple damage or whatever. It's crazy. And with the electromagnetic snipers, even if the fortresses are losing health very quickly, their shields are going to go and they're going to lose the ability for the rocket punch. And without rocket punch, you're going to do very little damage. Like, they can't do high damage to these shields and they're just screwed. I think, like, as fun as it's funny, I was right apparently. I thought blue had that. I don't know why they surrendered. Did they want to hit the tournament? That was weird. Did I have the wrong call on that? There was a surrender from blue. It looked like what's it called? Red was gonna lose. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Weird. Anyway, that was very odd. Let's go check out Rat and Sour Tech. Those are famous people. Gonna be a lot of viewers on this one. But yeah, in regards to that last match, Fortress spam over Fortress levels. I think as a general composition and like as a personal play, I would take the Fortress levels just so that I don't have to spend a lot of credits. What's it called? Buying more fortresses. But Red already did have 2 giant manufacturing, which is probably the reason they went for purchasing more fortresses. And also it was an easy way for them to get shields. So like I don't disagree with what they were doing. And I think between leveling the fortresses and buying more, it was probably the better play against the board that Blue had. Yeah, Rat is well known for making like YouTube videos, I think, and Sartek is just a really good player. I already get a bet for Sartek as well. All right, so Rat's got Speed Specialist, a personal favorite of mine. Marksman Specialist for Red. They have very defensive setup right now with arc lights, sledgehammers, and crawlers, just trying to fend off these steel balls. Now, if I were Rat with these steel balls, I would probably buy like some Wasps or backline Mustangs. We'll see what they end up doing, but a very likely Vulcan purchase from Red, I would say on like round 4 or 5. I know I'm trying to call these things on freaking round 1, but you know, gotta make this interesting for myself. All right. See what the round 2 cards are. Artec takes Rhino. Interesting. Are they just gonna sell that? Wouldn't surprise me. Rat. If I were them, I would take Fire Badger just to eliminate the chaff. Try to eat all that. Oh, they take Typhoon. That's fair. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of anti-air units, so I guess that's a better choice. And eventually we'll get barrier on these guys as well. So it's going to be Typhoon Steel Ball for a little bit. Doesn't really benefit hugely from the Speed Specialist. We'll see what happens. Red's gonna go ahead and go for a Tower Snipe, which will probably work. All right, what do we got here? I felt like some more army combination, like mixing in some overlords so you can still get value out of the giant man manufacturing, forcing the opponent to adapt to. It's easy to say that after the game. Yeah, of course. And you know what? I think you're right. A bit more unit variety is usually a good thing. That way you force the opponent to like potentially spend more credits, like buying different units, unlocking different units, having to pivot and such. And overlords would make the value of those crawlers, you know, much less because overlords fly, duh. But yeah, good point. Thank you. This Rhino's gonna be a bit of a pain. And it survives the steel balls. What the heck's going on over here? What was here? I'm so confused. Was something stuck on the tower? I think one of these crawlers must have been stuck on the tower for them to run all the way over here. It's funny. All right, we got missile strikes, both players. Weird that Rat is targeting the higher level sledgehammers. Did the wasps move? Yeah, they moved to the flank position. Rat's gonna have to figure out what to do with this left side. I mean, they could kind of completely abandon it, just start leveling up this tower. The issue is with like the Rhino coming into the tower, it's very likely that the Rhino will just hit this next. So like an interesting play might be to like put some crawlers over here just to try to like bring this tower snipe over to the right side. Itching to buy the game again was like you played it in the early beta and then dropped it for a year. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's a good game. I've been keeping track of it for the past like 3 or 4 months, and I gotta say the balance patches that they've been making have been good. The 1.0 patch that they had made some pretty significant adjustments to basically make the game a little less swingy. They lowered the damage that the giants do when they survive, because I think they were doing 400, which is what they cost. They lowered that down to 350. They really decreased how strong the Vulcans were, because they weren't just taking out chaff, they were doing a whole bunch of stuff. They really nerfed the war factories, because war factory spam was like ridiculous before 1.0. It was like all over the place. It was almost every game. It was like corner war factory, backline war factory. It was like, it was just how early can you get a war factory, and then that was the game. Like it wasn't great. So I think the 1.0 patch is actually quite good. The level I've been playing at, I'm at like 1.3000 MMR, which is like probably intermediate. And I've been having a great time. I've been able to experiment with a lot of different units and not get blown out, and even make adjustments to turn like a bad comp into a good comp, and it hasn't felt swingy or bad at all. So I personally have been really enjoying the game. What level is this tower? Still 2. Doing a lot of bets on blue, which is odd. I mean, these level 3 steel balls are pretty beefy. But I think that's the only advantage they have right now. I've been watching a lot of Saratech games, and they know what they're doing when it comes to like a good composition. This is goofy. So I think they can pivot out of this relatively weak tower snipe and start doing something better soon. Just a matter of them having more credits. Saratech takes shield, and they're doing a pretty big commitment to this tower snipe. They've leveled up the Wraith. They've got some equipment on it. We might see a Wraith tech coming next, overlords show up just to strengthen the right side for rat. I do like these matches where it's just kind of like, you know what, you can have that tower, I don't want it, and we just kind of get this like rotation of units. That was a really fast deployment. Wow. A weird shield here. Why? I don't agree. I mean, at some point, blue may put something here to protect with the shield. But, okay, anyway. Is this back here an arc light? Weird. Wow, that rhino was like, I don't know where I want to go. Do I want to go to the tower? Do I want to take out this typhoon? Well, that's not good news for blue. They just spent a whole bunch of credits on those overlords and they didn't win the round. Sartek takes a sandworm. Interesting. I don't agree with it. Do they just sell it right away? They have the sell tech or ability. I mean, 3 level 3 marksmen aren't bad. And you'll probably need them for the wraiths at some point, so honestly, I think blue should take the marksman. A lot of deliberation, though. We'll see what they pick. Red does hold on to the sandworm for now. Wow. Blue really doesn't know what to do. 40 seconds in. Red just sold their sledgehammers for just a little bit more money. Range tech on the wraiths. Blue ends up taking the sandworm, gives him a shield. Which I think is fair. That would help the steel balls, but it looks like the steel balls have been sold, so forget that garbage. There's a big commitment to the overlords now. And it'll probably pay off eventually. Higher level typhoons, that's gonna help quite a bit. Goes for chaff and taking out any straggling air units. It's still pretty close. I would personally give the advantage to blue right now. Going into the overlords, I don't think is a bad choice. Thank you for the hydration, Serene. I got the cup in my hand already. A lot of damage. So at this point, blue already has a pretty good composition. Red has kind of like conceded the right side tower. Red takes a free missile, and I think it might be too late for red to adjust. Bro, all these got levels? That's crazy. Red buys some more air units. They've got elite marksmen on the phoenixes. Interesting placement there. They're going to try to slow down the chaff units on blue side. Yeah, weird upgrade for... I mean, they do have a level 2 Phoenix back here. But yeah. It might have been an accidental pick. They might have been aiming for this and they just clicked the wrong one. I've done it before. All right, tower's done. They're really gonna have to schmoove it to take down these overlords, but red loses the tower. Red still has the worm, and they're going for another tower play. And they're gonna really have to depend on these marksmen to take out these overlords. Not gonna happen. Getting close. Oh my god, 22. Bombardment for each side. Blue literally putting an aerial bombardment on their side of the board, and pretty much red as well. I think that benefits blue a lot more because these phoenixes are gonna naturally just rush into this air bombardment. They'll take out most of the threat to these overlords as well. I think if blue just buys more overlords, they're fine. Try to move left army of red towards the right side. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky because honestly, red's composition at this point is kind of like just straight up losing to what blue has. I'm trying to think of what red could have done differently, and I think they just committed a little too hard to sniping out this tower without protecting this one, because blue is just steamrolling this right side. Even when they lose this tower, there's too many chaff units. Taking out this tower isn't doing anything for red anymore. So I think the decision on like round 3 or 4 to commit to taking out this tower ended up being exploited by blue. That's kind of what happened. Beep. Alrighty, that was interesting. Still this match going on with relatively high health. What round are we on here? 8 or 9? Well, we see a G in the chat, so this is the last round, it looks like. Or not? I don't know. That is a lot of backline wasps with Vulcans, and that is the incendiary bombs against Vulcans and wasps. All right, we got a little bit of a mirror match. We've got long range electromagnetic blast from red. Huh. I mean, the health is even and comps are pretty even as well. The only big difference is that blue hasn't gone with Vulcans. I mean, sorry, Vulcan Stormcallers. There's so much fire. Me too. Me too. Well, blue has the advantage with the wasps. And the advantage in general, it looks like. Damn. A lot of missile interception. That's pretty fun. With this much missile interception. Oh, and that's GG. Yeah, might have just been a bug when I went to spectate the match. Looked like it would be another round or two. All right. Well, intermission. Let's go check out another match real quick, like round 11. Let's see what's going on here. Vulcans, 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 and Mustangs. Full frame rate. Ah, Vulcans, Wasps, Snipers, Fangs against melting points without a whole lot of chaff clear. It looks like most of the chaff clear is just from the Stormcallers and their fire. Is there a lot of missile interception from the Mustangs? Yeah, that's what it looks like. There just isn't enough chaff from blue. I mean, they are able to take down the melting points. There's enough snipers and they're not dying to the fire. Mr. Cucumber here might win it. They buy more Mustangs. I think they just win. Even let's go for straight up missile interception. There are so many missiles though. So many. Like, holy moly. They don't have launcher overload, so they just so Red just bought more missiles. All right. We purchased more Vulcans instead, does blue. We're going for the play of just trying to protect their missiles, and I don't know how well that's gonna work. I respect like the front line Stormcallers though. I think that's very fun. These sledgehammers are very well placed. They're pretty much drawing all the missile fire to them right away. And if you can like kind of waste the first volley of Stormcaller missiles, it's always a good plan. Some weak flanks by Red. They can beat some stuff. Trying to distract these Mustangs so that the missiles can land and take out the chaff of blue. I want to put these shields a little bit further up because they're not really protecting much. I guess they're protecting some of these snipers back here. Some of the Mustangs that are taking out the missiles. Vulcans are dying to the melting points pretty quick. I think there's just too many Stormcallers left, and blue, I would imagine, loses. Have a lot of range, but it's not gonna do it. I think there's too much fire and there's too many Stormcallers. Yeah. Alrighty. All right, let's go check out the next round of the tournament. Who do we got? Still seeing a rat, actually. That's a pretty good match. All right, I'm gonna let this load. Let you guys check out the first round or two. I'm just gonna hit the restroom really quick, and then I'll be back. All right. What is it? Sabertooth Specialist and Supply Specialist, Steel Balls and Sledgehammers, and Fang Crawlers. All right, I'll be right back. Hello, hello. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that. For some reason, my microphone software just decided to die. Anyway, we are back. We got Steel Stain and Rat, Stormcaller, Scorpion, Fire Badger, Wasp. I always like early round Fire Badger. I don't know what the chaff situation is on both sides. Wasp is also quite good. Stormcaller is pretty fun. Let's see what we got here. So with the steel balls, you probably want to take wasps, and that's what blue ends up taking with a bit more chaff. Try to distract these steel balls. I might go for a flank as well at some point. Interesting missile there. And red also takes the wasps. Because blue is expecting the flank. That's fun. Rip mic software. Yeah, I don't know. It's been acting up today in general, actually. When I was trying to set up the stream, like I started it up and it just died right away. I was like, uh-oh. What's going on? And red sells the steel balls on round 2. Wow. What is the pivot gonna be? I mean, blue is starting with a lot of tanks, and wasps beat that. They're gonna go for a crawler flank on that side. I wonder where this missile's gonna hit. The missile's probably gonna hit these crawlers here, right? Wasps will stay alive. They do. Blue does have fangs to try and take out the wasps. This is a very busy round too, honestly. We already got a mobile beacon in here. Gonna utilize these steel balls. Get them around all the defenses. Not gonna happen. Red's gonna take out this tower. It'll help the steel balls stay alive. Gonna be wasp versus wasp. I think blue takes the round in general. They just have more units. Round 3. Anti-interference module, a personal favorite that I use very poorly. Supply enhancement, extended range marksman, laser sight. Laser sight's very popular. Probably going to be a pick between these two. Supply enhancement and laser sight. Extended range marksman's actually pretty cool. Play the range game. These are all very good. It's a little early to take this unit. Sorry, this equipment, the anti-interference module. Blue goes laser sights. I don't know what unit that's going to go on because red can pivot into a lot of things. This might just go on a sniper. Where did it go? Oh, it goes on the wasps. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. You don't know if they're going to hold on to that or sell it later. Steel balls are gone. Wraith comes out. Wraith is probably going to get the laser sights. Would they buy the extended range tech on it? I think it's a little early for that. What other units would red buy at this point? I think another Wraith is fair. Oddly enough, they're kind of doing a similar strategy that they went up against last round. They're trying to snipe out this tower, but blue already has some pretty good defense, so they're going to run into a lot of opposition. Right side is relatively weak defense, but they have a lot of chaff, so it'll waste a lot of blue's time. Blue ends up getting like AoE damage. That'll help a lot. Red did upgrade this tower though. It was nice. Good for them. Blue certainly still has the advantage between all the fangs and the snipers. An oddly well composed fence back here. Funnily enough, these wasps are going to end up taking out this Wraith. Still relatively chaotic. Blue has a lot of space to pivot and maneuver. Oh, I'm not sure about this incendiary bomb. Just because red has already kind of like spec'd into air. I wonder where they're going to put that. Red, what the hell are you going to do? Are you just going to skip this, or do you think offensive tactics is worth it at this round 4? 250 credits is a lot. Yeah, I think you have to do fire here. This fire is so weird because it's only going to take out these 2 units of crawlers, which I guess gives all of the units here easy access to the air units. I mean, this one makes sense. This is going to really jack up Blue's right side. But this fire is weird. It's probably just preemptive. It's weak now, but on like round, what is it going to be? Round 8 might come in handy. I need to remember that. But what I would have done in that situation, if I was playing, I would have skipped and just taken the extra $50 to get more units, get an upgrade for the round or something. But I think Blue's fire here is them expecting to use it a second time. Really just wraiths against red wraiths against Blue's everything else. The level 2 wraith here is going to do a little bit of damage. This tower is still level 1. Did those tanks really die? Wow, they did. The fire. And a small win for Blue. Round 5. Enhancement module by both players is fair. Probably just throw it on one of these sledgehammers and sell it, right? Sledgehammers aren't really doing much. Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure about the placement. It's gonna surprise. It's gonna surprise Blue, that's for sure. Ah, really weird. Red goes ahead and moves those. Oh, super weird. Red moves the rank 3 wasps further back, and they're just gonna try and hit this tower late. Interesting. So we're starting to see red switch sides now. I guess this is the disadvantage that Blue kind of left themselves in. It kind of just sat around and added a lot of small units around their towers, trying to defend against weak flanks. Vulcan is a very bad call here. I'm gonna put a little bit of a bet on red here. I'm gonna do 5 tickets on red. I think generally their play is pretty strong. Blue already committed to a lot of wasps. I think red's going to be able to pivot into pretty much anything they want. I'm not sure how well Blue's defenses are going to hold against either more fortresses with the shields, fortresses with like fangs. Red doesn't have giant manufacturing or anything, so Yeah. I think red's gonna end up kind of like conceding the left side now. This was probably just like a fake out. Yeah, they've already sold this wraith down here. They'll probably end up selling this wraith next. Blue takes melting point. And they sell it. Look, no. They sold something. I don't know what the hell they sold. Another Vulcan. Yeah, red sold the wraith. You start to see typhoons. We might see typhoons with shields on the right side here. Higher damage. Level 2 melting point is going to be tough to deal with. This is getting interesting. Wow. I didn't realize that these fortresses got levels already, and they get a free level as well. Really good economy from red. But Chairmans get sold for an additional 100 credits, and they give it to the Wasp. I mean, blue's gonna move away from wasps, so that these all might end up getting sold soon. I'm surprised that... Well, they don't have the tech. I thought they would have the extra ground damage tech on the wasp, so I think all these wasps should end up getting sold by blue. That like they're not providing anything. They're getting countered too hard by these fortress anti-air units. Red putting up a relatively weak flank this round. I don't know if they're going to be able to build on that later. Shields are really big. What's funny is that red could actually go hard on wasps for probably a couple of rounds, because blue doesn't have any units that really are going to counter the air units, and I think red just has a better composition. That hard pivot into fortress and selling everything on the left side was very smart. Great typhoon pull as well. Wow, those are some expensive cards. I've never seen all rank 4 cards before. It's only round 7, bro. Give these dudes a break. They'll never financially recover from this. Then again, this might be the last round. Javelin's really good for red. Gonna deal a lot of damage. Probably take out this Vulcan. There's no way for blue to move it. Additional melting point comes out. They've already got Vulcans trying to take out the grounded chaff. Blue's gonna red is gonna have to do what exactly? Damn. Level 2 fortresses, 3 of them. That's a lot of shields. 60,000 shields each. More shields coming out for rat with another fortress. These shields probably get eaten relatively quick. Another melting point. On the far side. Interesting. I think what they're trying to figure out if it's worth trying to like concede this tower or not. I think red is just too strong at this point. It's already game over, and I don't see red taking out. I don't see red. Sorry, I don't see blue wiping out red. So looks like red's gonna take it. Yeah. Chaff clear, high damage, unit clear. It's all just too strong. That was a very fun pivot by red. What a blowout. Right, and now Ass Cat. go ahead and watch them, I guess. These names always crack me up. Our repair kit, electromagnetic blast. That's a lot of shields, and they're trying to protect their Vulcans to take out a lot of grounded chaff from Blue. Blue is trying to take out their giant units. They don't have a lot of anti-air besides these what are these things called? Fangs. They don't have a lot of anti-air besides these fangs, so it's probably going to be Fang Fort. Just try and take out most of the air units. Shielded wasps for Blue. Wow, that is a lot of freaking overlays happening. They got snipers, does Red. I mean, I like Blue a bit better. I'm not gonna put a vote down yet because I really don't know how things are shaking up. Some weak flanks trying to distract. Wow, sorry. Zoom there. Some weak flanks trying to distract Blue's Vulcans and Stormcallers for just a second. A lot of snipers back here. They can take out these shielded fortresses. That's going to be pretty helpful. Right now, it looks like Red has the upper hand. They've already taken out most of the shields for Blue, and they're eating away a lot of the chaff. Stormcallers aren't doing a whole lot for Blue yet. These wasps are doing a lot of work, though. Really good air chaff. So many snipers on Red's side, though. Also a lot of missile interception. Freaking missiles. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Betting on Red, I'm betting on Blue at this point is definitely safe. I feel like Red could, if they wanted to, they could probably make an adjustment. Backline tarantulas with, what's it called? Isn't bad. What's it called? Mines? Just so they can continue making chaff to distract, all these units here. I don't know if that would work, but if I was playing, I would take the tarantulas from Red. Buy more tarantulas, go for the mine tech. What rounds is it? 10? Hey! Nice. Now moving back. Further back, please. Oh, you're going for air. I mean, that's cute. I don't think you need it, though. I think that's a very weak play. These bros don't got no range. It's only 75 meters. They're gonna die. Oh, and it's electric. What is this? Electric Stormcallers too? Ugh. Yeah. I think this was a very bad decision. It was basically a wasted card at that point. I mean, like, what are you thinking, bro? You got no range. Got no range. Yeah, okay, anyway. Blue takes it. Easily. So many levels on these fortresses. Yeah, all the tarantulas are dead already. Like, instantly dead. Nothing for them to do. What's the, how do these electric, explosions work? Pretty much the same as everything else. And remove tech and slow down unit by 40%. Okay. I think that's how all the electric tech works. God, what a freaking blowout. Was that like negative 5,000? All right. Are there any more tournament matches going on? Progress. What we got here? I like these players. Those are some strong wasps. Now they have overlords to help them out. Big predictions on blue, as in nobody else voted for red. And what do we got over on red side? Well, we got a lot of wasps. We got a GG well played in the chat. Did I say wasp? I mean mustangs. Got some long range charged phoenix units that are gonna try to withstand whatever air to air it looks like blue is throwing out. We got some worms. I have no idea what the hell's gonna happen here. Very chaotic. The real question mark are these sandworms. I think blue takes it because of the sandworm buff. I like these vertically stacked sandworms. The reason for that is you get to extend the length of the sandworm, of the sandstorm buff. I think the patch just before 1.0, they debuffed the sandstorm so that it lasts almost like half as long as it did previously, because it was very strong. That like one sandworm could kind of like really jack up the range composition. So the sandstorms do their job. They get the mustangs, and blue's gonna take it. I do like the sandworm play there. That was well used, unlike me yesterday, who tried to use it and just died to melting points. Then again, I was a little overzealous on my sandworms. Basically had sandworms with no backup. It was kind of stupid. Okay. One started did. You know what? Let's go ahead and watch the conclusion here. They always have really interesting compositions. Like they never play standard, and even when they do, they usually pivot into something like really awkward. All right, we got Typhoon Specialist for blue. Red goes Quick Supply Specialist. Quick Supply is really hit or miss because, especially with these units, what are they going to unlock? I mean, if I were red, probably wouldn't spend everything. Go ahead, unlock the crawlers. And if I were red, I would just save my money, because you just don't know what blue's going to do yet. Holy moly, look at the number of spectators here. Hey, look at me, I'm at the top. It's probably because, you know, I'm the person there. All right, anyway. Yeah, it looks like red's going to save their money. That's good. Blue is going to, what was this again? Typhoon Specialist. Blue goes crawlers as well. Also trying to confirm that each player has quite a lot of chaff clear already between all the arc lights and AoE happening. So it's really just going to be sledgehammers versus stormcallers. I think red might end up taking the round just because of the high damage stormcallers. We'll see. No. Blue just placed their units a little bit closer. They'll take the round. Or not? Damn. Stormcall is putting in work. All right. Now I'm really curious what Red's going to do with their extra 200 credits now. Elite hacker. Yes. No one's going to pick that this early. Extended range. Stormcaller's pretty good. Might just be a range game. Yeah. Looks like Red already unlocked marksman. They take 3 marksmen. Still holding on to their cash. I would really expect them to do something with it though. We went ahead and took the flanking wasps. Surprise wasps. You know, this extra 200 credits is looking less and less valuable. So like, a quick supply specialist is really nice if you spend the money early, because what it's really supposed to do is give you an advantage and kind of like prevent the opposing player from having compositions that like get XP or that can like kind of like steamroll you or something. It's supposed to be like a guaranteed like round win for the first 2 or 3 rounds. And Red isn't doing that, and the longer they wait to spend their extra cash, like percentage wise, 200 credits just becomes less valuable. So not spending it early, I think, is gonna hurt them. It's also an early pick for the extended range Stormcall. You know what? I'm just gonna do an early vote and just I'm gonna put my money on blue just because I'm not a big fan of what Red has decided so far. Blue takes Overlords, which I think is perfectly fine, especially against the extended range Stormcallers. Like, picking extended range Stormcaller on round 2 is also a huge telegraph. I'd be surprised if they even buy more Stormcallers. I think Red's just gonna have to straight up pivot away from that altogether. And honestly, if Red goes Overlord, I wouldn't blame them. They take the rank 3 wasps against Typhoon Specialist. I don't know, dude. This is looking pretty rough for Red. I'll let it go another round or 2, but I might end up doing like a big bet on blue. It's just really not looking good. Like, Red's gonna have to be really cute with these wasps. That's the only saving grace I can imagine seeing. Wow, what a call on the red oil there. That's pretty funny. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so Red's going to take out this tower. The question is, does Red have enough firepower on the right side to slow down these Typhoons and Overlords? Sniper is already targeting the Overlord, so that's going to help out a bit, and that sniper's going to get a few more shots off than they would normally. Overlord may end up dying, especially with the wasps coming in. No, Typhoons are taking out the wasps, and yeah, red takes the round. That right side is just going to get beefier and beefier. Well, oil will stick around for just one more round. And what do you do here? Blue takes efficient light manufacturing, probably just so they can cheapen the cost of those Typhoons. We'll make that work. Red. Red. I don't know. I feel like they've kind of painted themselves into like a really bad corner. That's really weird. These are going to have to get sold at some point because this is pretty useless. I don't see a reason to put that there. Scorpions are a good purchase. I agree with the Scorpions. Eventually, these Typhoons will get shields. So to pop those shields, you're going to need Scorpions with double shot. What tech do they have on here? They have acid as well. Will help in the future. All right. You have cannon fire on this Overlord? No level either, so blue isn't committing to the Overlord yet. They're definitely committing to the Typhoons. Still a lot of chaff from blue. Once this oil goes away, they'll be able to kind of stabilize a little bit more because crawlers are getting really hung up. Causing a lot of issues. Scorpions killed quite a few Typhoons, so that they might get a level. If one of the Scorpions got a level, that's going to be very beneficial. I'm really tempted to put in a big bet on blue. But I feel like there's going to have to be a really big like pivot on like round 7, I think, where both players are gonna have to commit to something really big. I think blue is probably just in a safer place to make the adjustments on round 7 and then after round 7. A lot of chaff. Yeah, this is just looking like Typhoon Overlord right here. Big bets all around. Well, you know, my brain says blue, my heart wants red to win. They've got my favorite unit on the board, Rhinos. I don't know that taking out this tower is going to do a whole lot for them. Scorpions... The Scorpions should get a level. We got Conveyor Belt Crawler right now. And a really good flank here. I mean, at this point, blue just has it. Who am I kidding? Sorry. Like, there's just like no chance. There's no chance for red. tighten up these towers. Concede to the left side. Rhino is such a weird pick there. Because it wins them this round, but the biggest issue with frontline Rhinos is that it is so easy to counterpick them. I mean, yeah, like, Conclusion just takes a melting point here. They can put it off to the side. They don't even need to protect this tower. They can just put it on this side if they wanted to, but they just sell it because they want more money. They're going to buy more Overlords with the cannon. At some point, you go Mothership. Red has no air chaff clear. This is gonna be gross. Just level up this tower, thank you. I appreciate it. I was just waiting. A bit more damage, a bit more health. Typhoons aren't getting a whole lot of levels yet. This pull here is such a pain in the butt for red. I'm really curious about this Wraith. I wouldn't have bought the tech for that. It's just an additional 200 credits that are ultimately going to be wasted because red is just so strong on the right side. Did this get a level? It did not. What they're gonna do? Is this like game over already? It's so much damage. They're gonna be like under 500. Yeah. Just too obvious. Photon coating for funsies. Just guarantee the win. You go underground threat for a bit more distraction. I think that's fair. Underground threat right in the center. They go for the left side. Slow down the tower loss. I guess that's fair. Underground threat for red. It's gonna go where? Not sure. Red gets their oil back. Don't know if it's gonna do very much. They need to sell this Wraith. This Wraith is such a waste of everything. Okay, so I mean, red's gonna lose. I think we know that. What could they have done differently? Well, not picking long range Stormcallers would have been a better play. Probably going what? Doing what? They should have gotten some chaff clear. Chaff clear would have been really nice. These Scorpions only work against Typhoons. Everything else is rough. This is a cute adjustment, I guess. It'll protect them for a minute. Oh, that's fun. The Overlord play there on the right side. Wasn't expecting that. Neither was red. Yeah, I don't remember what cards red had to choose from earlier, but some grounded chaff clear would have been beneficial so that the Scorpions are ensured to take out and pop those barriers by the Typhoons. That would have been pretty big. All right, so that is round 3 of Advanced Group 1, all done. And what do we got going on here? So we got this match. Looks like it's a bit of a blowout as well. You know what? I drank too much freaking water. So I think I need to use the bathroom again. See what's going on this round. Get a GG well played already in the chat, so that's it. I'd imagine who just takes this. All right, I'll be right back. You guys can watch this round, and then we'll be back to see the Advanced Group 1 final. See you in a minute.